The State and the Art of Power. A comparative study of the political thought of Chanakya and Machiavelli. Chapter 3. The Ideal Leader, from the Prince to the Philosopher-King. Introduction. In every era, the leader stands at the heart of the state. Whether a monarch, a city ruler, or a political head, it is the leader who determines the course of the state's stability or decline. For Niccolo Machiavelli, 1469 to 1527, of Florence, the ideal leader is a ruler who understands the truth of human nature more than the dream of morality. By contrast, Chanakya, also known as Kauilya, c. 3rd century BCE, of the Indian subcontinent, believed that the true ruler is one who governs power through Dharma, not one who lets power govern Dharma. Though separated by continents and more than 17 centuries, both thinkers sought to answer the same question. What kind of leader ensures the stability and enduring prosperity of the state? 1. Machiavelli, the leader of virtue confronting fortuna. In The Prince, Machiavelli portrays Illinois Principe, the ruler, not as a saintly figure but as one who grasps the realities of power and human nature. He asserts, men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, covetous. The Prince, Chapter 17. Therefore, a ruler who clings solely to morality cannot survive in the real world of politics. What a ruler must possess is virtue, the blend of ability, decisiveness, courage, and strategic intelligence, to confront fortuna, the ever-changing wheel of fate. Machiavelli famously wrote, "Fortune is a woman, and if you wish to master her, you must beat and coerce her." The Prince, Chapter XXV. Fortune is like a woman. Timid rulers who do not dare to seize opportunities will never win her favor. Thus, the ideal ruler in Machiavelli's view is one whose virtue is strong enough to master fortuna, one who knows both how to act morally and how to appear moral, one who can employ cruelty rationally to preserve the state. As he declares, it is much safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. The Prince, Chapter 17. Machiavelli's ruler is not innocent, but enlightened in the realities of power, one who understands that goodness alone cannot always safeguard the state, yet wisdom can. 2. Chanakya, the leader as Ruggieri, the Philosopher-King. In contrast to the Florentine world of realpolitik, politics governed by necessity, Chanakya's Athastra envisions the king as Dharma incarnate. He calls the ideal ruler the Ruggieri, Ra with Macron Jai. The king sage, a sovereign who unites wisdom and moral discipline. In Athastra, Book I, Chapter 7, he writes, "The king shall always be active in the management of the economy and the protection of his people, for when he sleeps, the state sleeps." The king must be ever vigilant, simultaneously a statesman, strategist, and sage. He is to master the 6 sciences, vidi logic, religion, economics, politics, strategy, and ethics, and the 6 diplomatic measures, upya. Above all, he must govern through Dharma. Chanakya affirms, in the happiness of his subjects lies his happiness, in their welfare, his welfare. Athastra, Book I, Chapter 9. While acknowledging that power is indispensable, Chanakya insists it must serve Dharma, not dominate it. Punishment, intrigue, and deception may at times be necessary, but always under the principle of Dharenti, the science of punishment, which demands that punishment be just, purposeful, and devoid of anger. 3. A comparative reflection. Chanakya and Machiavelli. Though separated by time and geography, both Chanakya of ancient India and Machiavelli of Renaissance, Florence perceived the truth of power with penetrating clarity. Yet their moral orientations diverged. For Chanakya, power is an instrument of Dharma. For Machiavelli, it is a pragmatic tool for survival amid human imperfection. Aspect 1. The foundation of power. For Machiavelli, power is the art of survival in a world unkind to virtue. He wrote The Prince amid Florence's turbulence of betrayal and shifting loyalties. A ruler, he argued, must understand human fickleness. Men change easily, love when it profits them, and betray when afraid. The Prince, Chapter 17. Thus, The foundation of power lies in comprehending the realities of human nature. Chanakya, however, regarded power not merely as a survival mechanism but as an instrument of Dharma, the principle that sustains order and protects the weak. In Athastra, I.4, he declares, Da, authority, is the protector of all living beings. Without power, the strong would devour the weak. Hence, for Chanakya, the foundation of power rests, not on fear but on responsibility, toward justice and righteousness. Aspect 2. The qualities of leadership. In Machiavelli's eyes, the true ruler embodies virtue, intelligence, courage, firmness, and adaptability. He must master fortuna through decisive action, even resorting to deception if necessary for the sake of the state. The good leader, to Machiavelli, is not the purest but the most perceptive, one who knows when morality must yield to necessity. Chanakya's archetype is the Rajari, the king sage, a ruler who balances power with wisdom, compassion with strength, discipline with justice. While Machiavelli emphasizes the strategist who preserves stability, Chanakya emphasizes the wise guardian who ensures the people's peace and moral welfare. Aspect 3. Relationship with morality. Machiavelli is often misread as immoral. In truth, he viewed morality as a tool, not a binding rule. Virtue must be applied judiciously, for rigid goodness may invite ruin in a treacherous world. Morality, then, should be used when necessary, not followed blindly. For Chanakya, however, Dharma is the very foundation of kingship, Dharma Mlajaya, the kingdom rooted in righteousness. Power must always be governed by Dharma, lest it turn destructive. Thus, a righteous state must wield the staff of power and the light of wisdom together. Aspect 4. The ultimate goal of the state. Machiavelli's ultimate aim for the state is stability, the preservation of its structure and sovereignty. As long as the state endures, citizens can prosper. If it collapses, every virtue perishes with it. Hence, the ruler's highest duty is to defend the state's endurance above all else. Chanakya, conversely, holds that the people's welfare is the heart of the state. He writes, "In the happiness of his subjects lies his happiness. In their sorrow, his sorrow." Athastra, I.19. Thus, the ruler is not a possessor of power but a guardian of collective well-being. For him, the goal of governance is the enduring harmony of order and virtue. Aspect 5. Methods of governance. Machiavelli counsels the use of cunning, calculation, and decisive force. He believes that the end justifies the means. When the end is the state's preservation, deception and coercion are permissible to prevent chaos. The ruler must combine the lion's strength with the fox's cunning. Chanakya prescribes the fourfold policy, Kadayupya, conciliation, SMA, generosity, DNA, division, Beda, and punishment, Da, to be applied progressively and always within the bounds of Dharma. Governance, for him, must blend power with compassion so that order may endure without losing humanity. Thus, Chanakya envisions the ruler guided by Dharma as his compass, while Machiavelli envisions the ruler armed with wisdom as his weapon. Both agree that a leader must know the world as it truly is. Only their lenses differ. One sees the world as the field of karma, the other as the theatre of power. Conclusion. Both Machiavelli and Chanakya recognize that power is the foundation of the state. Yet Chanakya adds, Dharma is the foundation of power. If Machiavelli is the voice of realism, reminding us to grasp human nature, Chanakya is the voice of Dharma, reminding us not to lose the nature of the heart. When these two visions meet, power ceases to be domination and becomes the art of upholding righteousness. The ideal leaders envisioned by both thinkers share a deeper truth. Machiavelli warns that power without morality may endure, but not for long, while Chanakya reminds that morality without power may be noble, yet fruitless. Their insights converge in a profound synthesis. Reason must serve Dharma, and Dharma must be guarded by reason. Ultimately, the ideal leader is not one who chooses between morality and power, but one who harmonizes both, so that the state endures through the strength of reason and the light of virtue. Hence, the ideal leader, from the prince to the philosopher-king, is not merely one who wields power or preaches virtue, but one who makes power the instrument of Dharma. and Dharma the living force of enduring power.